Welcome back, everyone. This is Susan. Welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to be working with some old collections, which I believe a lot of you still have in your stash. They are from Gnomes of Autumn and Cozy Up. And the reason why I've just pulled these out is because the colors work. There isn't anything on these that say, I think the Cozy Up was more of a reading collection. And the Gnomes for Autumn obviously was Autumn and Gnomes. And there's nothing in these pictures except the colors that go with this collection, which I love. And today we're going to be continuing to document the road trip that my daughter and I took. If you're ever in the Napa area, it's called the Model Bakery. Highly suggest you go there. Just some more winery pictures. And what's interesting is my daughter and I both do not drink. But yet we love the photography in Napa. So there you go. Oakville Grocery, if you're ever in the area, don't even think that it's a simple grocery store when you drive by. The most incredible gourmet cheeses and wines, and you can order a gourmet sandwich there and take it with you to a vineyard and do a little picnic. Awesome place. Me acting like a just having fun with my daughter. And this guy, can you guys see this? He was sitting there when you go through the, first come into Napa and it says, welcome to Napa. This gentleman was sitting there with all of this paraphernalia and we took a picture of him and he was very gracious in letting us take a picture, but he was a hoot. So anyways, we're going to document these pictures today and I'm going to do a little bit more cutting, I think, on my Cricut, and we'll get right back with you. So go ahead and enjoy that intro and we'll be right back. Okay, I've taken some time to do some hunting through my stash. I am using up a lot of scraps on these collections and it's worked out perfectly. So I've gone ahead and matted everything, and on the white mat here I wanted to share with you. Sorry, I'm reaching for something behind my desk. Each of our workshops comes with place photo holders in various sizes, whatever's appropriate for that workshop that you're working on. If I don't use them, I put them aside. They come in, oh my gosh, a variety of sizes, usually 3x4, 4x6, 3x3, 4x4. I think those are all the sizes. And if I don't use them, I'll put them aside. And then when I go to mat a picture and I want to mat it in a white, instead of using my real heavy duty cardstock, I will go ahead and use them here to mat a photo, because I just need that pop of white to make things stand out. So I've done that on all of these pictures. And then I've cut a circle out of my Cricut and I've layered it up with some stripe that I cut at a diagonal. I cut it and then I just cut it in half. And I'm using my Versamats, which is kind of imperative with this because it'll show me exactly up here, for instance, that this is a 1/2 inch down and I have a 1/2 inch from the bottom. So I make sure that both sides are even, and important to me. That's kind of one of those things that would drive me crazy if it's not even. So anyways, so I think I said so like 4 or 5 times. Anyways, I've gone ahead and out of my Cricut, I've also cut the word Napa. And what I want to do now is I want to add, the background's a little too stark white for me. So what I'm wanting to do is come in and use some of my texture stamps. I'll take that one off for a minute. This one is background elements and this one is design elements. I believe this one is still available, even though it's discontinued or retired, I should say. I believe there's some still there. So if they are available, I will link them below so you can easily find them. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on these. Let's see, I'm going to put one of those aside. I'm going to bring in my sample paper. And I'm going to be using Toffee Ink on these. And I believe I've used this one before. I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to put it on my stamping block over here. And this stamping block has seen better days, so I apologize. So just to make sure we're good, I'm going to go ahead and do some priming and getting that processing dust off of there. And I'm going to step this out of the picture for a moment and get this out. And I'm always so afraid of getting ink on anything. So let me set this page aside for a minute. Okay, I'm feeling better about this now. I just know me, I just drop stuff. I kind of just want to know where these pictures are going to approximately lay so I know where I want to put a texture stamp. Okay. Let's see what this looks like with a little bit of a trial stamp here. Looking good. That's kind of what I'm wanting. It's just kind of a texture, exactly what the stamp says. Okay, so let me bring back in the word Napa. Excuse my reach over here. Just want to kind of guess as to where I want that at. Just kind of holding it down firmly, letting the ink soak in for a minute. I think we're good there. I think I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to do it again. But I flipped it in the opposite direction. Maybe I will move this aside. I just kind of want it to be a little bit more natural. I don't want it to look so placed. Let's see how this works. Still not 100% happy with that. Let me go back to this stamp set. Pull this one out. What I might do is do some second generation stamping. So what basically that means is you're taking the stamp and you're stamping it first on your piece of scratch paper, and then don't re-ink it, and then you go ahead and stamp it onto your paper. So I'm pretty sure I've never used this stamp before, so let me see what I can do about inking this up and testing it a few times. Whoops. See, that's why I don't do it over my artwork. Okay. I'm thinking I might bring in some Scarlett on this too. Let's see what that looks like first. And I think I want to do some down here at the bottom, and I might just use the long one again. thinking I'm going to do second generation stamping down there. Okay, we finally got these pages completed. It took me a while. I couldn't find a happy place, and I'm there now. So let me walk you through what I did at each of these, on each of these pages, which is a 2-page layout, obviously. And I'll explain the products that I used, and they'll also be linked below for those items that are still available. So on this page, everything on the background is white daisy cardstock. Then I've taken some paper strips from, let's see, what was it again? I think Get Cozy was what it was. And the other papers are from the Autumn Gnome collection. So then I took some Toffee Ink. Here we go. And I used a couple stamp sets. The design elements and the background elements, I used them for texturing. So I did that up in here. And then I got my Cricut out and I did the Napa in my Cricut. And I actually raised it up on some 3D foam tape there. These little pieces are from, and I don't have it marked down, I'm so sorry. But they're not well, they're more like a cardboard, very heavy duty cardboard. I just put them in an envelope and I forgot to put what they were in my, it's actually baggie. But these are a lot of the little pieces that are here. And here are my photos, which again are in the photo placeholders. The white mat is what comes with all your scrapbook or card working shop kits. Then I took my Cricut and cut out a wine bottle and put the date that my daughter and I were on this road trip and when we were in Napa. Then I took 2 of the pieces from these different workshops, and on my Cricut I cut out I think it's 11-inch circle on the outer, and then the inner is 1 inch, I believe it's 1 inch shorter. Excuse me. Then over in here, I did some different texture stamping. I did a couple of the pieces of the decorative paper strips over here. And then I did some layering. These 2 banner cuts or tag cuts are from even another set, but you could definitely just cut those on your own from some strip paper. And then here's some more of those die cuts, which includes also this camera and these little like asterisk marks, if you will. So that is that page. So that was our day in Napa, just driving around, seeing some wineries and meeting some interesting people. I have a couple more things to do in Napa. My daughter and I went to a cooking school while we were there. So I'm going to go ahead and record that on a couple pages too coming up. But that does it for us about driving around in Napa. So I will attach some still shots after this video is over, like I always do. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I know I'm not always good at getting the descriptions in, so please, if you have any questions, let me know. And again, any comments that you leave below will go towards our competition, not competition. I'm going to be giving away a stamp/thin cut at the end of this month. It'll actually be the first week of March that I'll give it away. And you can enter as many times as you want by just leaving a comment below. It means a lot, and I appreciate you helping me get this new channel off the ground. So there you go, and thanks for stopping by. Until next time. Bye.